Hey, Mitch, welcome. Thanks for joining me today. I actually wanted to chat with you. I had a couple of questions that I hope you would be able to help me with.
Sure, fire away, Tom.
Cool. So, what would you say your definition of an MSL is?
So a medical science liaison for me is the scientific conduit of information for physicians and other customers. But then it's a two-way road. So it's also bringing back insights from them to the company. So that's what I think of when I think of an MSL.
Great. That's awesome. And what would you say a day in the life of an MSL would look like?
The day of a MSL depends on what you're doing, what activities that you have. Some days are busier than others. Some days are more frequently you're traveling or you're engaging with customer interactions. It could be being busy at a conference and staying there for the whole time, engaging with customers. Other times it could be being at home and doing a lot of the administrative work. Reading a lot of journal articles, preparing for your next meeting.
Good stuff. And what advice would you give to someone that's looking to break into the MSL role?
The advice that I would give is to know your stereotype. And what I mean by that is I am a PhD, right? So when I was trying to break in, I had to ask myself, what is the stereotype that someone has of a PhD? Think back. When you look at popular media, people talk about PhDs as nerdy, as too in-depth into the details, losing focus of the main story. People that are on the Big Bang Theory, right? So I had to think of ways that I break that mold. What are some of the things that I've done in my life? What are things that I'm interested in? What is the purpose in my life that is different from that stereotype? And that is something that you can apply as a PharmD, as a nurse practitioner, as an MD trying to break into an MSL role. Ask yourself, what is the stereotype and how are you different?
That's great. That's great advice, Mitch. I appreciate you taking a couple minutes of your time. This was really helpful.
Awesome, Tom. Thanks.